A while ago, I made a video and it was Tails is not infinite, because I made a video initially called What is Infinite? What type of animal is he? And then I kept getting comments after comments after comments saying that infinite is Tails. This is ridiculous. I thought it was pretty ridiculous, but I made a video called Infinite is not Tails, and I just mentioned he's not canon, and that's about it. I really didn't mention too much about it because I didn't want to go into detail too much. But this video is going to be a reply to Henke, or Henke, I think that's his name. Sorry, I pronounced it Hank, but you did say Henke in the video. I'm going to try to, counter argument with him and tell you personally what I personally think of some certain things. And we're going to start right now. We're going to talk about the Tails. Now, if anyone doesn't know, Tails is pretty much based off folklore Kitsune. Kitsune means fox in Japan. Well, what does that have to do with anything? First, we gotta mention the egg robos. The egg robos were affected by the Phantom Ruby, and they became the hard-boiled heavies. Now, their appearance was altered. They had more unique powers than a regular egg robo would have. Now, what would happen if Tails would be affected by the Phantom Ruby? He mentioned that he will get corrupted, but if he's based off Kitsune, he would have more Tails. It's just common folklore. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm going to put a little picture on here. Okay, we're going to talk about the Tails. Now, on this definition on Wiki, it says, the more Tails that Kitsune has, they may have as many as 9, the older, wiser, and more powerful it is. So if the Phantom Ruby were to be Tails, he would have more Tails because they're basing it off the Game Gear game Tails, and they're saying that he's like 25 years old, so he would have more Tails based on how old he is, how much wiser he would become, and how more powerful it is. But it's not. And keep in mind, the Phantom Ruby is supposed to alter an appearance on the character it has the Phantom Ruby effect on. Keep in mind, egg robos were regular robos, and then they turned into the hard-boiled heavies. Everybody was looking very different and had more different powers. That is why I don't believe Tails is infinite in that sense when it comes to Tails. Now, this is just the beginning. We're going to go along and we're going to go to every point that he pointed out, and we're going to just give you my own personal take on this. Now, he did mention Silver Sonic and saying that Silver Sonic, is Game Gear and it's probably canon and stuff. I still don't think the Game Gear games are canon. Now, Silver Sonic has appeared in Sonic Mania, and I think it's just more of a cameo because that's what they do a lot in video games. They do cameo. The whole Sonic Mania was a bunch of Easter eggs and cameos, so it's hard to just pinpoint saying that Game Gears are canon based on that. So another thing, he did post a video where Aaron Weber was talking about how everything is canon, just make it believe,
There's a brand new Sonic Forces comic that went live. It shows a little bit of the backstory to what's happening inside the game, and it is one of a number of different stories that we're going to put out as we go up to launch. Pretty exciting.
That means it's canon.
Yeah, everything is canon. Remember that.
Everything is canon, nothing is forbidden. Except F6, that's forbidden.
What we've come to understand is that life is easier if you accept that everything is canon. Just smile and nod and roll with it. It's much better that way.
By the way Aaron was talking, he's just trying to, not say anything, not ruin anything, and he's just making people be more into what the theories that they think they are, because most companies are not going to just tell you. They're going to hint you some stuff, but they're not going to tell you too much. I'm going to bring Rick and Morty. There's a certain scene with Beth where Roland and Dan talked about how they're going to let the audience think of what possibly happened. I'm not going to tell you what's going on because I don't want to spoil it for some people that have not watched the show yet, but they talked about Beth's situation and they said that they want people to believe what they want to believe. And I think that's what Aaron Weber is doing with saying everything is canon, because the truth is, if they would cut down the abilities or theories or speculations, etc., they would cut it down really fast with that, and then they just want people to get hyped on this game, and they want people to speculate what they think it is, because they want the story. Once you play the game and once you play it and you'll be like, whoa, Infinite was this or Infinite wasn't that. They're doing that. They're hyping the game. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear so you can get more hyped on the game. So I still don't think the Game Gear games are still canon. Now, for someone who's played a lot of games, when it comes to cameos, it's typically sometimes a guest or it's typically a character that died in a previous game and they just brought him back just for, you know, a cameo. It's still not part of the story. It's just the character is in the game, but it's not necessarily part of the game, story-wise, I guess you could say. It's just, you know, one of those little things they do. And like I said, Sonic Mania was a lot of Easter eggs and cameos. It's hard to pinpoint saying that Game Gear games are canon based on that. Now, for the Famitsu article where pretty much Asuka says, although he wasn't always evil, he is not created from an abrupt incident like Chaos, but he is instead an animal character, just like Sonic and the others. If you play the free DLC of Shadow Story, you'll get to understand why he obtains a powerful strength and becomes evil. Now, this is a little bit, you know, there's not really enough proof or enough evidence of what he's trying to say. All we're going to know is we're going to see his, you know, kind of backstory, how he became, you know, Infinite. Now, the whole Sonic and the others, obviously he's trying to say he's an animal character and not just a regular bystander animal that Sonic captures. I mean, not captures, but saves. So he's like one of those characters. And pretty much everybody anywhere is typically good until they become evil. So it's natural. You're never born evil. You're always created evil in a sense of what particular events have happened through your life. So that, I don't think that has enough proof, so I'm not going to debate on that part, but I just think there's not enough evidence on that little article. Now, about the dodging moves, I understand he's talking about how Sonic is trying to throw everything at him and he already knows what Sonic's going to do. Well, if you watch any fight from any series, typically the faster fighter can dodge the slower fighter. It's just been a common thing that has happened throughout any series, not just video games, not just anime, not shows in general. It's just common. If someone's much faster than another person, you know, they're going to dodge their moves. Now, I don't think it's because he knows how Sonic fights. It's more because he's just much faster. That's just pretty much it in that category. The whole, you can call me Infinite, but he doesn't actually give his name, is because obviously there's no doubt about it, man. This guy, he's legit, man. He wants to be known as a new person. He doesn't want to be known as that old person that he was. He was probably weak, and he doesn't want to be remembered as that one person. And by saying, you should call me Infinite, is because he doesn't want to remember his old past, and he wants to be remembered into a new person and not someone that was weak before. I don't really necessarily think he is Tails, because, come on, let's be honest, why would he attack Sonic? Sonic puts his life on the line. He constantly puts himself over others when it comes to saving animals and stuff. So why would Tails be mad? Let's just say, I still don't think the Game Gear games are canon, but why would Tails be mad at Sonic because he died in that game? Let's be honest. Why would he be mad? Sonic did all he could. There is no reason why he would be mad at Sonic if that scenario did happen in a sense. Keep in mind about that. Now, for the leaks that are not confirmed, I'm not even going to bother with this because these are just leaks that are not confirmed. These could be accurate or these could not be, so I'm not going to bother talking about those because, you know, leaks could always be exaggerations from fans, and I'm not going to believe any leaks. I'm not that kind of guy, so I'm not going to bother talking about that situation you talked about. Now, let's go back to the hard-boiled heavies. Now, we're going to be talking about that, you know, Heavy King, the leader of the pack. Now, obviously, he becomes the Phantom King, and Eggman has to fight him. So, I don't think Eggman has the power to control anybody, you know, corrupted by the Phantom Ruby. So, there's no doubt about it that Eggman doesn't really have a power to be able to control Infinite. So, the fact that he quote-unquote modified him or brainwashed him or mind-controlled him or any of that stuff is, to me, it's irrelevant because he can't do that. If he couldn't even control a machine. That's right, a machine fused with the Phantom Ruby. There's just no doubt about it. If he couldn't do it with a machine without a conscience, without a soul, how could he be able to control Infinite? Infinite is obviously teaming up with him because they hate against Sonic, but there must be another reason. That's why the DLC for Shadow is going to be very important. We're going to see what happened for sure, and it's just so interesting. As for the song, I'm not even going to bother with it because the song can mean a bunch of things. I'll probably make a separate video where I depict what I think the song means, but the thing about music, it's just so hard to pinpoint exactly what they're saying. A lot of times musicians will exaggerate on certain topics. Well, something like, I stepped on a Lego. Instead of saying I just stepped on a Lego, it'll be like, I stepped on this Lego and it felt like hell. I fell down and cried and now I couldn't even tell if I was alive or something like that. Some weird stuff. So the song, in a sense, I don't feel too much to depict what the song is actually trying to say, because the honest truth is just, it could mean a lot of things. It just could mean a lot of things. Everybody has scars. Everybody has been into certain situations. It's just, I'm not going to deal with the song. I could depict the song, but I'll probably make a different video for that. I'm not going to mention it on this one. Now, I'm done with the video. I gave my counter, argument to Henke. And if you're watching this, Henke, I gotta let you know, even though I don't think Tails is infinite, keep up the good work. You're doing a good job. Everyone has the right to have a theory. No doubt about it. Everyone should think what they want to think. Much props for your video. I just personally don't think Infinite is Tails. That's just my view. I don't really know who Infinite is, to be honest. I just don't think I just don't think he's Tail at all, But I appreciate everyone who watched the video. I'm pretty much done with this video, and if you guys haven't watched Henke's video, make sure to go to the description and watch his video on his explanation why he thinks Infinite is Tails, part 2. And I am out, and if you guys are interested, I am making a video on a certain character. I don't want to give away too much information. I'm going to make a character what I think his part in Sonic Force's role is going to be. Stay tuned for that, you guys. It's going to be hype. I hope you guys appreciate it. I am out. And remember, actually, I don't even know what to remember. It's Sunday. I'm out.